Good morning, students. Today we will start Civics Chapter 1. What is democracy? Why democracy? Topic 1. What is democracy? Democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Topic 2. Features of democracy. There are 4 kinds of features. First feature is major decision by elected leaders. Second, here in first feature, major decision by elected leaders means decisions should be taken by the elected leaders only, not like Pakistan. General Pervez Musharraf led a military coup in October 1999 and he overthrew a democratically elected government and he declared himself chief executive of the country, and later he changed his designation to president in 2002 and held referendum means election in the country, and that granted him a 5-year extension and he declared himself president of Pakistan. So here it means final power should not rest with military officers and like General Pervez Musharraf. Final decision should be taken by the elected leaders, or final decision should be taken by in democratic country by elected leaders. Second is free and fair electoral competition. If a country is democratic, election should be held in free and fair manners. Here you will give example of Mexico, not like Mexico. In Mexico, it became independence in 1930 and it always ruled, only one party always ruled. That party is known as PRI. Full form of PRI is Institutional Revolutionary Party. This party always ruled because of during election played dirty tricks, and it also told teachers to tell parents during PTM to give votes to only PRI. It also controlled media and it never exposed demands of opposition party. It also controlled army, and if opposition party raised issues, they were tortured and they were harassed and they were killed also. And during election they played dirty tricks. During election day they changed the polling booth, so people get confused, they don't understand where they have to go to or give vote. So it should not happen in a democratic country. Democracy must be based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Third point is one person, one vote, one value. For example, in Saudi Arabia, women do not have right to vote. In Estonia, minorities people, their votes are not counted, they don't get right to vote. And in Fiji, Indian Fijian people, their votes are not valued. So it should not happen in democratic country. Each citizen, either he is rich, poor, literate, illiterate, he should get right to vote. And in a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. Then fourth point is rule of law and respect for rights. In a democratic country, government and citizens should follow rule of law and respect for their rights. It should not happen like Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, he was president and he belonged to JANU party, JANU PF party, and he only won election every time. Why? Because he played dirty tricks during election, he controlled media, and if media tried to expose, media people were harassed, tortured, and even they were punished. And President Mugambo also controlled television and radio, and it ignored some court judgments that went against him and has pressurized justice. He never listened judges, ignored always. So it should not happen like Zimbabwe president. In a democratic government, rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizens' rights. Next topic 3, why democracy? Democracy is desired globally. Those countries which were not democratic earlier strive to become a democracy. Means they strive means struggle. They did struggle to establish a democracy. Democracy has been praised by all the great people in the world. Our country is democratic too. All this leads us to the fact that democracy is the best form of government. Next topic 4, arguments against democracy. We came across many arguments which are commonly discussed against democracy in the class and discussion. Some of the assertion against the democracy may be summed up as follows. Democracy becomes unstable because of continuous changes in leadership. In democracy, after every 5 years election held and leaders are changed, so some people don't like it. Second point, morality does not concern anyone. Democracy revolves around political competition and power play. During election, political parties have competition and they go beyond the limits. There is no morality among them. Third point, decision making gets delayed in a democracy since each decision seeks approval from so many people. It is true, in democratic country, decisions are taken and it takes times because many people put their heads together. Means many people give their consultation, and those people are elected people and they are member of the parliament such as Lok Sabha members and Rajya Sabha members. Then next point is elected leaders sometimes take bad decisions because they do not know the best interest of the people. After election, those leaders who are elected, they take bad interest and they don't think the best interest of the people. Next point, democracy is based on electoral competition which leads to corruption. In democracy, electoral competitions are there among political parties and they do corruption during election and after election also they do corruption. Ordinary people, next point, ordinary people don't know what is good for them. They should not decide anything. Ordinary people during election, they don't know to which party is good and which can do fulfill their expectation. So they don't understand and they give vote to wrong party. Next topic is topic 5, arguments for democracy. Democracy is considered to be the best form of government because our democratic government is a better government because it is more accountable form of government. Here accountable means responsible form of government. In democracy, those governments who are responsible and those who perform their functions well, and they also fear of opposition party and citizens if they do any wrong or if they take wrong decisions, then they would not be elected in the next election. So a democratic government is a better government because it is more accountable form of government. One another example here I would like to give you China in 1950s to 1960s. China during famine 1958 to 1961 was the worst recorded famine in the world history, and he did not take care for his people. But if it would happen in our country, our government might take in responsibility and provided food and medicine to the people. So that's why people like to live in democratic country, and that's why a democratic government is better government, because it is a more accountable, means it is more responsible form of government. Second, democracy improves the equality of decision making. In previous topic, why decisions are delayed, same thing here it has given. It improves the quality of decision making because many people puts their head together, means many people's consultations are taken, so it becomes fruitful. It delays, but it becomes fruitful because there is no error, no any mistakes are there, and that's why it becomes fruitful. Next point, it is more tolerant and permissive to different kinds of people, therefore offers them to live together peacefully. If in a country conflicts raised between different social group, then it is more chances to resolve their conflicts, and that it also offers them to live together peacefully. Next point, even when it is fails to fulfill the expectation, there is a scope of correcting its mistake. Means if government did not fulfill the expectation or demand of the people, so they try to do correction of their mistakes. They realized what wrong they did and they try to do correction of their mistakes. Last point is democracy offers more dignity to all citizens. Here in democratic country, each citizens get equal respect, either citizens are educated, uneducated, poor or rich. They all get equal dignity, means equal respect in the democratic country. Next topic 6, broader meaning of democracy. In democratic countries, all the people do not rule directly. Representatives elected by the majority of people are allowed to take decision on behalf of all the people. Besides, the government's democracy can also be used in context of organization, which may even include a family. Let us discuss the following statements. First point, we are a very democratic family. Whenever a decision has to be taken, we all sit together and arrive at a consensus. My opinion matters as much as my father's. Here, a child telling that his opinion is also taken when decisions are taken in a family, means he also get respect. His opinions are also asked by his parents. Next point, students don't like teachers, so do not allow them to speak and ask questions in the class. They like to teachers with democratic temperament, means students don't like teachers who don't allow them to ask questions in the class. Which type of teachers they like? The teachers who allow them to ask questions, allow them to ask their doubts, and they try to solve their doubts. So students like such teachers. Next point, true democracy will come to this country only when no one goes hungry to bed. True democracy will come to the country only when no any single person goes hungry to bed. Next point, in a democracy, every citizen must be able to play a role in decision making. Means there should be transparency among citizens. Citizens should also have right to ask from the government through which process, through which procedure government took decision. For this, every citizens need to have equal information, basic education, equal resources, and a lot of commitment. These goals of democracy makes us realize the worth of democracy. Thank you.